In the time before time was counted, in the realm where light itself was born from ancient fires, there stood a hall of such beauty that even the stars paused in their eternal dance to gaze upon it. This was Asgard, the Golden Realm, where the first whispers of dawn touched the world with gentle fingers of amber and rose. And here, in a sacred hall wrought of silver and starlight, the Valkyries stirred from their celestial rest. These were the chosen maidens of Odin, the shield-bearers of fate, the tender guardians who walked between worlds. Their purpose was ancient beyond measure, woven into the very fabric of destiny itself. They were the choosers of the slain, the guides of heroes, the gentle hands that would lead brave souls from one existence to another. But before all that, before duty and destiny called them forth, there was this moment, this soft, sacred awakening as dawn's first light spilled like liquid gold across the marble floors. The air hummed with a quiet magic, a peaceful resonance that seemed to emanate from the very walls themselves. Tapestries woven from moonbeams stirred without wind, depicting ancient tales of valor and wisdom, of journeys taken and journeys yet to come. In this moment, all was stillness, all was peace. The Valkyries opened their eyes to greet the dawn, and the dawn bowed before them in reverence. Their hall stood at the edge of forever, where the sky met something deeper than sky, where light blended into mysteries older than words. Here, time moved differently, more slowly, more deliberately, like honey dripping from a golden spoon. Each second held space for 1,000 breaths, and each breath carried the weight of eternity. The celestial maidens rose from their resting places with movements fluid as water, graceful as falling snow. They were beings of pure purpose, yet within that purpose lived infinite gentleness, boundless compassion. Their eyes held the wisdom of ages, reflecting starlight and understanding in equal measure. The first to rise was called Brynhilda, and her name meant bright battle, though in this gentle morning light there was nothing of harshness in her bearing. She moved to the great window that looked out across all of creation, where clouds drifted like silent ships upon seas of air. Her hand rested upon the stone sill, cool beneath her fingertips, grounding her in this moment between sleep and waking. She breathed deeply, drawing in the crystalline air that tasted of mountain snow and distant starlight. Around her, her sisters began to wake, each in their own time, each with the same grace and quiet purpose. There was Sigrun, whose voice could gentle the wildest storm. There was Gundul, keeper of ancient songs. There was Hilda, whose very presence brought calm to troubled hearts. One by one, they rose, these celestial maidens, these daughters of destiny. The hall filled with soft sounds, the whisper of bare feet upon smooth stone, the gentle rustle of linen, the quiet breath of those who stood between mortal and divine. They moved to their appointed places, to the chambers where their armor waited, polished to perfection by invisible hands, blessed by Odin's own wisdom. The armor was not meant for war, not truly, though it bore the shape of protection. Each piece was crafted from silver drawn from fallen stars, hammered thin as moonlight, strong as eternity. The breastplates curved like swans' wings, the greaves bore engravings of clouds and wind, the gauntlets were delicate as morning frost yet unbreakable. When the Valkyries donned their armor, it was a ritual, a meditation, a prayer without words. Each piece was lifted with reverence, fitted with care, secured with ancient clasps that sang soft notes when touched. Brynhilda reached for her breastplate, feeling its familiar weight, its cool comfort against her heart. The metal seemed to warm at her touch, recognizing its bearer, welcoming her once more. She fastened the leather straps with practiced ease, her movements slow and deliberate, each gesture part of a ceremony as old as the realm itself. The armor transformed them, not in substance but in aspect, revealing what had always been present beneath, their true nature as beings who walked between worlds. As each Valkyrie completed her preparation, something luminous kindled within her, a soft radiance that emanated from within rather than without. This was their divine essence, the light of Asgard itself, the blessing of the All-Father who had chosen them for this sacred duty. They turned to face one another, these celestial maidens, and in their eyes shone recognition, understanding, and a bond deeper than blood or oath. They were sisters in purpose, united in their ancient task, connected by threads of destiny that could never be severed. In the center of the great hall stood a pool of water, so still it seemed made of liquid glass. It was fed by an underground spring that flowed from the roots of Yggdrasil itself, the world tree, and its waters held visions for those who knew how to look. The Valkyries gathered around this sacred pool, forming a circle, their silver armor catching and reflecting the golden dawn light, until the entire hall seemed to pulse with soft radiance. They gazed into the waters, and the waters gazed back, showing them glimpses of the world below, the mortal realm where time ran swift and fierce, where human hearts beat out their brief, brilliant rhythms, where courage bloomed like wildflowers in impossible places. They saw green valleys and storm-tossed seas, villages nestled in mountain passes, and warriors preparing for journeys they might not return from. But there was no sadness in the Valkyries watching, only compassion, only understanding. They knew that every ending held within it a new beginning, that every farewell contained the seed of reunion. Their purpose was not to mourn, but to honor, not to grieve, but to guide. The water rippled though no hand touched it, responding to their collective presence, their shared intention. Images bloomed and faded like flowers opening and closing in the space of a heartbeat. And through it all, the Valkyries remained still, centered, breathing in perfect unison, their hearts beating as one great heart. And then came the moment of the wings, the most sacred transformation, the revelation of their truest form. One by one, the Valkyries closed their eyes and opened themselves to the ancient magic that flowed through their veins, the celestial essence that made them more than mortal, other than gods, something entirely their own. From their shoulders, from some place beyond the physical, magnificent wings began to unfold. They emerged slowly, like flowers opening to the sun, like sails catching the first breath of wind. These were not wings of flesh and feather, but something more ethereal, constructed of light and memory, of starshine and ancient song. Each Valkyrie's wings were unique, as individual as a fingerprint, as distinctive as a voice. Brynhilda's wings glowed with the soft gold of summer sunsets, traced through with silver veins that pulsed with gentle light. Sigrun's wings shimmered like aurora borealis, shifting through subtle shades of green and blue and violet. Gundal's wings were pale as moonlight, edged with shadows deep as midnight. Hilda's wings held the warm amber of honey and candlelight, comforting and steady. The hall filled with luminescence as all the wings unfurled. 12 pairs, 20 pairs, countless pairs of divine wings spreading wide, stretching toward the vaulted ceiling, creating patterns of light and shadow that danced across the ancient stones. The air thrummed with power held in perfect gentleness, with strength tempered by infinite mercy. This was what they were, these Valkyries, bridges between earth and heaven, between mortal struggle and eternal peace. They were the wings upon which heroes would rise, the embrace that would catch falling souls, the light that would guide the lost toward home. They stood in their full glory now, armored and winged, radiant and ready, yet still so utterly peaceful, so profoundly calm. There was no rush, no urgency. The mortal world below turned on its axis, time flowing like a river. But here in Asgard, in this sacred hall, the Valkyries took their time. They breathed together, wings moving slightly with each breath, creating gentle currents of air that smelled of clouds and starlight. Odin himself had chosen them, long ago in the time of first things, when the world was still learning what it would become. He had seen in certain souls a particular quality, a fierce compassion, a strength that did not dominate but uplifted, a wisdom that understood that true power lies in gentleness. To these souls he had offered a choice, and they had accepted, becoming something new, something needed, something eternal. The Valkyries remembered their choosing, each in her own way, the memories soft and warm as candlelight. They remembered standing before the All-Father, feeling the weight of his single eye upon them, seeing into them, through them, recognizing what they themselves had not yet understood. They remembered the moment of transformation, when their mortal shells had been shed like old clothes, when wings had first sprouted from their shoulders, when they had risen into the air for the first time, and known, truly known, what it meant to be free and bound at once, free in form, bound in purpose. That purpose filled them now as they stood together in the Hall of Dawn. It was not a burden, but a gift, not a chain, but a path. They would fly forth into the world of mortals, these celestial maidens. They would seek out those whose courage had burned brightest, whose hearts had remained true even in the face of impossible odds. They would choose the slain, yes, but in that choosing was honor, was recognition, was love. For to be chosen by a Valkyrie was to be seen, truly seen, to have your worth acknowledged by forces beyond the mortal realm. It was to be told that your struggle mattered, that your bravery had echoed across worlds, that you were worthy of a hero's welcome in the halls of eternity. The Valkyries understood this deeply. Their task was not grim, but sacred, not sorrowful, but blessed. They were the bridge between effort and rest, between struggle and peace, between the brief burning flame of mortal life and the eternal warmth of Valhalla's hearth. And so they stood ready, these divine maidens, armored in starlight, winged in glory, hearts full of purpose and compassion. The dawnlight grew stronger, spilling across the floor in rivers of gold. It was time. It was almost time. But for now, for this last lingering moment, they stood together in the sacred silence, breathing, being, existing in perfect harmony with all that was and all that would be. The hall held them gently. The morning welcomed them softly. And soon, so very soon, they would take to the skies. And so they begin. One by one, and then all together, the Valkyries step forward from the hall, moving toward the great arched opening where sky meets stone, where the golden realm touches the realm of air and cloud and endless possibility. Their wings unfold with the softest whisper of silver and light, each feather catching the morning glow, transforming it into something even more luminous, more ethereal. The first Valkyrie lifts herself gently from the marble floor, her wings beating once, twice, in a rhythm as old as time itself, and she rises into the waiting sky. Another follows, and another, their movements synchronized without effort, without thought, as natural as breathing, as inevitable as the turning of the stars. Watch them now as they ascend, these celestial maidens, their armor gleaming softly in shades of silver and pearl, their presence a gentle radiance that neither demands attention nor can be ignored. They circle the hall once, in honor, in reverence, in goodbye to the golden place that is their home. And then they turn, all as one, facing outward toward the mortal realm that stretches below, infinite and mysterious, wrapped in the tender colors of dawn and the last lingering shadows of night. The wind greets them like an old friend, lifting beneath their wings, supporting them, carrying them forward with invisible hands both strong and gentle. They begin their journey now, moving together in formation, a flowing pattern of grace and purpose, their wings beating in perfect harmony, creating a rhythm that echoes through the sky like a heartbeat, like a lullaby, like the pulse of the universe itself. And as they fly, as they soar higher and higher, leaving Asgard behind, the golden light begins to shift, to change, to soften into the misty pearl grey of the space between worlds, that liminal place where the divine touches the mortal, where magic still lives in every breath of wind, every droplet of cloud. Below them now, the first hints of the mortal realm begin to emerge from the morning mist. The dark silhouettes of mountains, ancient and patient, their peaks touching the clouds, their roots buried deep in the old earth. The Valkyries descend slightly, gracefully, allowing the world to rise up to meet them, and now they soar above the landscape, following the contours of the land. Their flight patterns gentle and flowing, never rushed, never urgent, but steady and sure, and filled with timeless purpose. The rhythm of their wings creates a sound like distant music, like waves upon a far shore, like wind through ancient trees. A sound that is both heard and felt, that resonates not just in the ears but in the chest, in the bones, in the very soul. Listen to that rhythm now, steady and calming, the beat of wings in harmony, rising and falling, a pattern that repeats and repeats, that continues without end, without variation, a meditation of movement and grace. The Valkyries fly over mountains now, great towering peaks crowned with snow that glows soft pink and gold in the early light, their slopes covered in shadows still, purple and deep blue, filled with the cool mystery of places untouched by the sun. Between the mountains, deep valleys rest in silence, cradling lakes of water so still they mirror the sky perfectly. Holding within their depths the reflection of clouds and the pale morning stars that have not yet faded completely from view. The Valkyrie's presence illuminates the landscape gently, as they pass over, their soft radiance touching the mountain peaks, the valley mists, the surface of the sleeping waters, leaving behind a trace of light that lingers for just a moment before fading back into the natural twilight of the world. They fly onward, ever onward, their path taking them over ridges and across wide expanses of sky, through veils of thin cloud that part before them like silk curtains, revealing new vistas, new scenes of the mortal realm in all its quiet beauty. Now fjords appear below, those long fingers of dark water that reach inland from the sea, their surfaces smooth as glass, reflecting the pearl-grey sky and the shadowy cliffs that rise on either side. The Valkyries follow the winding path of a fjord, their flight pattern mirroring its curves and bends, soaring low enough that their reflection can be seen in the water, ghostly and dreamlike, silver wings beating in perfect synchronization with their physical forms above. The cliffs that frame the fjord are ancient, their faces marked with the passage of countless years, striped with layers of stone in shades of grey and rust and deep brown, decorated with hardy plants that cling to crevices and ledges, their green softened by mist into something gentle, something soothing. And still the Valkyries fly, their formation constant, their purpose unwavering, their wings beating in that same eternal rhythm, rise and fall, like breathing, like the tide, like sleep itself. The world below is waking slowly, gently, just as you might wake from a peaceful dream, reluctant to leave the comfort of sleep, but drawn inevitably toward the light. The Valkyries witness this awakening as they fly, this tender transition from darkness to dawn, from night's embrace to day's gentle arrival. They pass over forests now, vast stretches of woodland that cover the rolling hills and fill the valleys with their deep green presence. A green that looks almost black in the shadows, almost silver where the first light touches the highest branches. These are old forests, ancient beyond measure, their trees tall and patient, their roots intertwined beneath the earth in networks of connection and communication that have existed for longer than human memory. The Valkyries soar above the canopy and occasionally through it, weaving between the tallest trees with effortless grace, their wings never faltering, never catching on branch or leaf, moving through the forest as if they are made of the same substance as the morning mist that clings to the ground below. The air here is different, thicker, richer, filled with the scent of earth and moss and the green living essence of growing things. It wraps around the Valkyries like a soft blanket, cool and comforting, and they breathe it in, these celestial maidens who exist between worlds, who belong fully to neither realm but move through both with equal grace and purpose. Their flight continues, the rhythm never changing, that steady beat of wings like a heartbeat, like a drum, like the pulse of life itself. And it is a sound that could lull anyone to sleep, a rhythm that speaks of safety, of continuity, of the eternal cycle of all things. The forest gives way to open meadows now, great sweeping expanses of grassland where wildflowers bloom in subtle shades of purple and white, and the palest yellow, their colours muted by the soft light of dawn, their petals still holding droplets of dew that catch the light like tiny crystals, like earthbound stars. The Valkyries cast their gentle glow over these meadows as they pass, and for just a moment, the flowers seem to shine a little brighter. The grass seems to shimmer with a light that comes not from the sun, but from somewhere deeper, somewhere more ancient and more true. And still they fly, these beautiful maidens, their formation flowing and shifting subtly, like a flock of birds moving as one mind, one spirit, one shared breath. They are separate and together, individual and united, each one a complete being, and yet part of something larger, something more magnificent than any single soul could be alone. Time moves differently here in the sky, in this space between earth and stars, in this realm of cloud and wind and infinite possibility. Minutes might be hours, or hours might be moments. It no longer matters, it no longer has meaning. There is only the flight, only the movement, only the gentle beating of wings and the slow passage of the world below. The Valkyries fly through clouds now, great billowing masses of white and grey and silver that surround them like walls of soft nothing, that enfold them in gentle embrace before releasing them again into clear sky. The clouds are cool against their faces, damp and refreshing, leaving tiny droplets of moisture on their armour that catch the light and gleam like diamonds, like dewdrops, like tears of pure joy. Inside a cloud, the world disappears completely. There is no up or down, no forward or back. Only the infinite soft greyness, only the feeling of floating suspended in something gentle and formless and utterly peaceful. And then emergence, breaking through into clear air once more, and the world reappears as if born anew, fresh and clean and luminous. The sky itself is changing now, shifting from the pale colours of dawn towards something richer, deeper, more mysterious. The sun has risen somewhere behind them, but ahead the sky still holds the darkness, still clings to the night. And it is into this twilight realm that the Valkyries fly, into the space where day and night exist together, where light and shadow dance in eternal partnership. This is their true home, this in-between space, this threshold where transformations happen, where one state becomes another, where souls pass from one realm into the next. The stars are visible ahead, even though the sky is not fully dark. Pale stars, distant stars, ancient lights that have travelled across unimaginable distances to reach this moment, to shine down upon the Valkyries as they continue their journey. And the maidens respond to those stars, their own light pulsing gently in recognition, in greeting, in acknowledgement of kinship. For they too are made of starlight, these Valkyries. They too carry within them the essence of something eternal, something that existed before time began and will continue long after all the mortal worlds have faded into memory and myth. Their wings beat on, steady and sure, the rhythm unchanging, unchangeable, as constant as the stars themselves, as reliable as the turning of the great cosmic wheel. Rise and fall, the gentle movement that carries them forward through the sky, that propels them toward their destination, though there is no hurry, no urgency, no need to arrive any sooner than the universe intends. They fly because it is their nature, because it is their purpose, because it is what they were made to do. And in that purpose they find peace, they find meaning, they find a joy that is quiet and deep and utterly complete. And so they fly, and so they continue, and so the journey unfolds in layers of beauty and peace, each moment flowing into the next like water, like music, like the most gentle and inevitable of dreams. The landscape below has become a patchwork of shadows and soft lights, of dark forests and silver rivers, of mountain peaks that glow softly in the strange twilight, and valleys that rest in deep, peaceful shadow. The Valkyries see all of this, notice all of this, hold all of this in their awareness with attention that is both focused and diffuse, both specific and universal. They are aware of every tree, every stone, every blade of grass, and yet they hold the whole world in their vision at once, seeing both the infinite detail and the grand pattern, the individual and the collective, the small and the vast, all at the same time. This is the gift of their celestial nature, this ability to hold all things with equal reverence, equal care, equal love. Their wings continue to beat, and by now the rhythm has become like breathing, like the beating of your own heart, like the pulse of blood through your veins, something so constant, so natural, that you no longer consciously notice it, and yet it underlies everything, supports everything, makes everything else possible. Rise and fall, the wings move through air, the air flows around feathers, the feathers catch light, the light spreads outward in gentle waves of illumination that touch the world below with the softest blessing. The Valkyries are approaching their destination now, though they maintain the same steady pace, the same graceful formation, allowing the land to guide them, following paths that only they can sense, currents of fate and destiny and ancient knowing that flow through the world like invisible rivers. Below them, the signs of mortal life begin to appear more frequently. The smoke from a distant village rising in thin grey lines toward the sky, the geometric patterns of cultivated fields, the worn paths that connect one settlement to another. But these signs are distant, softened by mist and shadow and the strange light of the twilight hour, and they do not disturb the peace, do not break the spell of serenity that surrounds the Valkyries and everything they touch. The maidens begin to descend now, so gradually that the change is almost imperceptible, lowering themselves degree by gentle degree, spiraling downward in wide, lazy circles, their wings still beating in that same eternal rhythm. that same soothing pattern that has carried them across mountains and fjords and forests and clouds. Down they come, and down, and the earth rises up to meet them, welcoming them, receiving them, knowing that their arrival brings not fear but honor, not endings but transformations, not loss but continuation in a different form. The sky darkens around them as they descend, the twilight deepening into something richer, something more profound, something that holds within it all the mystery and magic of the threshold between states, between worlds, between one breath and the next. And still the wings beat on, steady and sure, carrying the Valkyries downward on currents of destiny toward the place where they are needed, where their sacred duty awaits, where souls will be chosen and blessed and carried gently upward once more into the light. And now the descent deepens, the great wings angling downward with ancient purpose, guiding the Valkyries through layers of twilight air toward the quiet earth below. The sky has turned the color of bruised plums and fading embers, that soft hour when day surrenders gently to night, when the sun slips below distant mountains and leaves behind only its memory in streaks of amber and rose along the horizon. The Valkyries descend through this tender light, their silver armor catching the last golden rays, their faces serene with the knowledge of their sacred duty. There is no haste in their movement, no urgency, only the steady, graceful spiraling downward through veils of mist and cooling air. Below them, the landscape emerges slowly from shadow, rolling hills dark with heather, stone formations ancient beyond memory, and there, in a valley cradled between two ridges, the place they have been called to. An ancient battlefield, now fallen silent. The clash of steel has faded, the shouts and thunder of conflict dissolved into the gathering dusk. What remains is only stillness, a profound and settling quiet that spreads across the land like a blanket of peace. The Valkyries descend toward this stillness, their wings beating slowly, rhythmically, a sound like distant waves upon a shore, like breath itself, in and out, steady and eternal. They descend through the cooling air, through the first whispers of evening mist that rise from the earth, through the gathering shadows that soften every edge and blur every boundary. And as they descend, they bring with them a gentleness, a sacred reverence, a blessing that touches the land even before their feet alight upon it. The battlefield is not a place of horror now, but a place of transition, a threshold between one world and another, and the Valkyries are the tender guardians of this crossing. They descend with compassion in their eyes, with mercy in their hearts, with wings that fold the twilight around them like robes of starlight. Slowly, slowly, they spiral downward, and the earth rises gently to meet them. The ancient stones and windswept grasses, the ground that has witnessed courage and will now witness grace. Their feet touch earth with the softness of falling snow, with the gentleness of petals settling upon still water. One by one, the Valkyries alight upon the ancient battlefield, their wings folding slowly behind them, layers of feathered light drawing closed like curtains at day's end. The ground beneath them is neither harsh nor welcoming, simply earth, ancient and patient. Earth that has held the roots of mountains and will hold them still when these moments have passed into legend. The Valkyries stand in the gathering dusk, silver figures luminous against the darkening land, and for a long moment they simply stand, honoring the silence, acknowledging the stillness that has settled over all things. The air is cool and carries the scent of heather and stone, of moisture and distant pine, of earth released from the heat of day into the mercy of evening. There is a quality to this light, this dusk light, that softens everything it touches, that blurs the edges between shadow and substance, that makes the world feel somehow gentler, more forgiving. The Valkyries move slowly across the field, their movements measured and reverent, each step deliberate, each gesture filled with ancient meaning. They do not rush, for their task is sacred and deserves the full weight of their attention, the complete depth of their compassion. They move among the fallen with grace and tenderness, seeing not the violence that was, but the courage that remains, the essence of each soul that flickers like candlelight in the gathering dark. These are the ones they have come for, the brave hearts whose time in the mortal world has reached its natural close, whose next journey awaits. The Valkyries kneel beside them, their silver armor whispering like wind through leaves, and they reach out with hands that glow softly with celestial light. There is no judgment in their touch, no weighing of deeds or counting of mistakes, only recognition, only acknowledgement of courage, only the gentle blessing of transition. One by one, they lay their hands upon the fallen, and one by one, they whisper the ancient words, the sacred syllables that have been spoken since the first age of the world, words that mean welcome, that mean rest, that mean you are seen, you are honored, you are chosen. And in the touching, in the whispering, in the sacred acknowledgement, something shifts. The souls of the fallen begin to stir, not with alarm or confusion, but with a gentle awakening, as one wakes from deep sleep into a softer, kinder dream. The Valkyries feel this stirring beneath their glowing hands, this first trembling of spirit separating from flesh, this loosening of the bonds that held these souls to earthly form. It is not violent, this separation, not painful or frightening, but gentle as mist lifting from a lake at dawn, as natural as breath, as inevitable as the turning of seasons. The Valkyries murmur soft reassurances, their voices low and melodious, sounds that are almost music, almost prayer, almost lullaby. They speak in the old tongue, the language that predates words, that speaks directly to the deepest self, the eternal self that knows no fear. They speak of honor and rest, of journeys ending and journeys beginning, of the great hall that awaits where warmth and welcome and peace are eternal. And the souls respond, stirring more strongly now, beginning to shimmer with their own light, pale and tentative at first, then growing steadier, brighter. The Valkyries watch with eyes full of compassion as the souls take form, no longer bound to broken bodies, but free now, light now, rising slowly like embers floating upward from a dying fire. They rise with faces turned toward the Valkyries, and in those faces is wonder, is recognition, is the beginning of understanding. The Valkyries extend their hands, and the souls reach out to clasp them, and in that moment of connection, of hand meeting hand, of spirit touching spirit, the bond is formed, the sacred trust established. The Valkyries will guide them home. The Valkyries will keep them safe. The dusk deepens around them all, the last light fading from the western sky, the first stars beginning to prick through the darkening dome above. The battlefield grows dimmer, quieter, more peaceful with each passing moment, as if the land itself is settling into rest, into healing, into forgetting. The Valkyries stand among the rising souls, luminous figures in the gathering night, beacons of grace and mercy, and they begin to spread their wings once more. The spreading of wings is a ritual in itself, a sacred gesture that transforms the Valkyries once more from earthbound figures into creatures of air and light and infinite sky. The great wings unfold slowly, each feather catching what little light remains, reflecting it, amplifying it, until each Valkyrie seems to glow from within, seems to be woven from moonlight and starlight and the dreams of sleeping earth. The souls they have gathered stand close beside them, still holding their hands, and they too begin to glow more brightly, their ethereal forms gaining substance and strength from the nearness of the divine maidens. The Valkyries speak softly to them, words of comfort and encouragement, telling them of the journey ahead, of the beauty they will see, of the peace that awaits. The souls listen with faces upturned, with trust beginning to bloom in their eyes, with the first stirrings of joy replacing the confusion of transition. And then, with a great slow beating of wings, with a sound like distant thunder softened by miles of mist, the Valkyries begin to rise. They rise gently, lifting from the earth with the souls clasped carefully, tenderly in their arms or walking beside them, held safe within the circle of their wings. They rise through the deepening dusk, through air that has grown cool and smooth as silk, through the first layers of evening mist that curl and drift like living things. The battlefield falls away beneath them, growing smaller, dimmer, less distinct, the shadows spreading and merging until all detail is lost and only the shape of the land remains, the curves of hills and valleys rendered in shades of darkest blue and grey. The Valkyries rise steadily upward, their wings beating in unison, that same eternal rhythm, that pulse that matches the heartbeat of the cosmos itself. They rise with their precious cargo of souls, and as they rise, they sing. It begins as a single voice, clear and pure as water falling over stone, and then another voice joins, and another, until all the Valkyries are singing together, weaving a harmony that seems to be drawn from the stars themselves. The song has no words, or perhaps all words, a melody that speaks of sorrow transformed into peace, of endings that become beginnings, of courage honored and sacrifice acknowledged, and pain transmuted into eternal rest. The souls held safe within the circle of wings hear this song and feel its comfort sinking deep into their essence. Feel the last traces of earthly worry and earthly pain dissolving, melting away like frost before the morning sun. Up and up they rise, through layers of darkening air, through the threshold between earth and sky, between the mortal realm and the infinite heavens. The battlefield is long gone now, lost in shadow far below, and ahead stretches only the vast expanse of night. The dome of heaven deepening from twilight blue to midnight purple, to the profound black of infinite space, scattered everywhere with stars that burn steady and eternal. The Valkyries fly upward with tireless grace, their wings beating slow and sure, their song continuing, rising and falling in gentle waves of melody that seem to ripple outward through the very fabric of the air. The souls they carry have grown peaceful now, their faces serene, their ethereal forms glowing steadily with soft golden light that mingles with the silver radiance of the Valkyries themselves. They fly together through the gathering night, through air growing thinner and colder, and somehow sweeter, through spaces between spaces, through the gentle transition from one world toward another. Stars wheel overhead in their ancient patterns, constellations that have guided travelers since the dawn of time, and the Valkyries navigate by these lights, following paths known only to the divine, routes marked out in starlight and intention and sacred duty. They fly without haste, but with steady purpose, their wings carrying them upward and ever upward, toward distant lights that are not stars but something else, something warmer, something that speaks of home and haven and the end of all journeying. But that destination is still far ahead, still many wing beats away, and for now there is only this, the flight through darkness, the song that rises and falls like breathing, the souls held safe and the Valkyries who guard them, ascending together through the peaceful night. The air is filled with starlight and mercy, with the promise of rest and the blessing of transition, and the great wings beat on, steady as the turning of the world, gentle as the drift of dreams, carrying them all slowly, peacefully, tenderly upward through the infinite dark, toward the distant golden glow that grows brighter with each moment, with each wing beat, with each breath of the eternal song. And so the ascent begins, slow and certain, as the Valkyries carry the chosen souls upward through the deepening twilight, through the soft veils of night that wrap around them like silk, like whispers, like the gentlest of blessings. The wings beat steady, steady, each sweep lifting them higher, higher, through layers of cloud that part before them like curtains, like dreams, revealing realms of deepening beauty with each moment that passes. The souls rest gently in the embrace of the maidens, cradled in arms strong yet tender, held close to armor that gleams softly in the starlight, reflecting not harshness, but only warmth, only comfort, only peace. They rise through the first veils of cloud, through mists that taste of rain and honey, through vapors that shimmer with the faintest hint of silver and gold, and the world below grows distant, distant, fading into memory, into softness, into the quiet places where sorrow cannot reach. The Valkyries sing as they fly, their voices low and melodic, weaving harmonies that have no beginning and no end, songs that the stars themselves seem to answer, ancient melodies that speak of courage honored, of journeys completed, of rest that waits ahead in halls of golden light. Each wing beat is a word in this song, each breath a verse, and the souls listen, drifting in and out of awareness, peaceful and safe, held by the rhythm, lulled by the steady rise through clouds that grow softer, softer, luminous with the light of distant stars. The air here is neither cold nor warm, but perfectly balanced, perfectly gentle, carrying scents of pine forests far below, of mountain flowers, of something sweet and indefinable that might be the fragrance of peace itself. And still they rise, slowly, slowly, the Valkyries patient and tireless, their great wings catching currents of wind that come from the high places, the sacred places, carrying them ever upward toward the golden glow that pulses ahead like a heartbeat, like a promise, growing brighter with each passing moment. with each steady breath of the eternal song. They pass through the second veil, and here the stars grow closer, closer, no longer distant points of light, but glowing presences that seem almost within reach. Spheres of soft radiance that wheel slowly overhead in patterns ancient beyond measure, beyond memory. The Valkyries navigate by these stars as they have for countless ages, reading the cosmic map written in light and darkness, following paths known only to the celestial maidens, to the choosers of the slain, to those who have flown this route since the first dawn of the world. The souls feel the starlight touching their faces, like the gentlest of caresses, like blessings, and they sense, rather than see, the vast beauty surrounding them, the infinite depths of the night sky that is not empty, but full of presence, of purpose, of peace that extends in all directions without end. The golden glow of Valhalla grows steadier now, a beacon that does not flicker or fade, a light that has burned since the beginning and will burn until the end of all things, constant and welcoming, calling them home. The Valkyries adjust their flight, tilting their great wings to catch the stellar winds, those currents that flow between worlds, and their movements are as graceful as the dance of leaves falling in autumn, as smooth as water flowing over ancient stones. Time here feels different, stretched and soft, each moment lasting forever and passing in an instant, and the souls lose track of whether they have been flying for heartbeats or for ages. Nor does it matter, for there is no urgency here, only the slow, gentle progress toward the light, toward rest, toward the halls where all weariness ends. The singing continues, the Valkyries' voices rising and falling like tides, like breath, weaving protection and comfort around the souls they carry, assuring them without words that they are safe, that the journey is nearly complete, that soon they will touch down in places of eternal welcome. Stars continue to wheel overhead, marking time in their own celestial way, and the midnight blue of the cosmic sea through which they travel seems to deepen, to become more rich and velvety, studded with lights that pulse gently like living things, like the heartbeats of the universe itself. Through the third veil they pass, and here the fabric of the sky itself seems to shimmer with possibility, with magic woven into the very darkness, threads of light that connect star to star in patterns that almost reveal meaning, almost speak truths too beautiful for waking minds to hold. The Valkyries fly through these cosmic tapestries with practiced ease, their wings brushing against currents that hum with ancient power, yet all remains gentle, peaceful, nothing harsh or jarring to disturb the souls who rest in their care. The chosen ones feel themselves becoming lighter, as if the weight of earthly existence is falling away with each wing beat, with each breath of the thin, sweet air, leaving only the essential self, the eternal spark that was always meant to rise to these heights, to sail these cosmic seas, to find rest in the halls of heroes and dreamers. Whispers surround them now, soft as sighs, voices that might be other Valkyries calling greetings from distant paths, or might be the stars themselves speaking in tongues of light, or might be the gentle murmur of the universe welcoming them home, assuring them that they belong here, that they have always belonged here, that this is not an ending, but a return to something known and loved long ago, in places beyond remembering. The golden glow ahead has grown from a distant beacon to a visible realm, shimmering now with details that emerge slowly from the cosmic dark, the suggestion of great walls, of soaring towers, of gates that stand open in perpetual welcome, of warm light spilling forth like honey, like love, like the embrace of belonging. The Valkyries begin to slow their ascent, the wings beating with even greater deliberation, each movement perfectly controlled, bringing their precious cargo closer to the threshold of Valhalla with care and reverence, with the tenderness of those who know the sacred nature of this transition, this passage from one state of being to another, from journey to arrival, from seeking to finding. The singing grows softer now, more intimate, as if the Valkyries speak directly to each soul, offering individual blessings, personal assurances, whispered promises of the peace and rest that wait just beyond those golden gates, just beyond the final veil, just beyond the last few wing beats that carry them through the starlit darkness toward the radiance that grows and grows until it seems to embrace the entire horizon, until the golden light becomes all there is. warm and welcoming and eternal. And now they draw so close that the warmth can be felt, radiating from those great golden halls, a warmth that has nothing to do with fire or sun, but everything to do with welcome, with homecoming, with love that has waited patient and eternal for each arriving soul. The Valkyries' wings beat slower still, so slow that each sweep seems to take an age, lifting them through the final layers of cosmic mist, through vapors that glow with reflected golden light, through the threshold spaces between worlds where mortal and divine meet and merge. The souls can see now, or sense, or perhaps remember, the beauty of what awaits. Halls vast beyond imagining, yet somehow intimate, filled with the warm glow of countless hearth fires, lined with benches where heroes rest in peaceful companionship, echoing with gentle laughter and the soft music of harps, of voices raised not in battle cries, but in songs of celebration, of stories told and retold, of fellowship eternal and unbreaking. The gates stand open, framed in gold and silver, wrought with images of great deeds and greater mercies. And standing beside those gates are more Valkyries, sisters to those who have flown the long journey, waiting with gentle smiles and outstretched hands to welcome the arriving souls, to guide them those final steps into the peace they have earned, into the rest they have sought, perhaps without knowing, all their mortal days. The singing surrounds them now like a blanket, like a blessing, voices harmonizing in ancient lullabies that speak of courage and compassion, of lives lived with honor, of the eternal reward of simply being, of resting, of letting go at last of all striving, and accepting the deep, deep peace that is offered here without condition, without end. The Valkyries who have carried them begin their descent, gliding so smoothly that there is no sense of falling, but only of settling, of coming home, of arriving at last at the place prepared from the foundation of the cosmos for exactly this moment, for exactly these souls, unique and precious and welcomed beyond measure. The stars wheel overhead in their ancient dance, bearing witness as they have borne witness to countless such arrivals, countless such homecomings, their light soft and approving, their silence a benediction that requires no words. And the golden light grows until it fills everything, until there is nothing but warmth and welcome, and the soft, certain knowledge that the journey is complete, that rest awaits just beyond the threshold, just through those open gates, just a few more moments, a few more wing beats, a few more breaths of this transition from flight to arrival, from travel to home. The great wings fold, slowly, slowly, as the Valkyries touch down upon the threshold of golden stone, smooth and warm beneath their feet, and they lower the souls they carry with infinite gentleness, with the care of those handling treasures beyond price, setting them down not upon cold ground, but upon a surface that seems to welcome, to cushion, to embrace. The journey is complete, and yet there is no abruptness to this arrival, no jarring transition, but only the smoothest of continuations, as if the flight and the landing are all one seamless movement, one eternal gesture of grace and welcome. The souls stand now, or float, or rest, held in that space between traveling and staying where all is peace, all is golden light, all is the warmth of belonging. The Valkyries bow their heads in blessing, their armor gleaming softly, their faces radiant with the joy of duty fulfilled, of souls delivered safely to the halls of rest, and their voices join in one final verse of the ancient song, a verse that has no ending but continues, fading into the eternal music of Valhalla itself, into the songs that always fill these halls, into the lullabies that will sing the newly arrived souls into their first true rest, their first deep peace, their first taste of the eternal welcome that has no end. Other souls drift near, welcoming, offering gentle greetings that require no response, no effort, only acceptance, only the willingness to be led deeper into the halls, toward the places prepared, the chambers of rest, the beds of starlight and cloud, where weariness can at last be released. The light here is everywhere, warm and golden, not bright enough to dazzle, but perfect for resting eyes, perfect for souls who have journeyed long and far, perfect for the peace that settles now like snow, like silk, like the gentlest of blessings. The Valkyries step back, their sacred task complete, watching with tender pride as the souls they have chosen, they have carried, they have delivered, begin to move forward into the endless peace of Valhalla, into the rest that awaits, into the soft, eternal now, where all striving ceases and only peace remains, only welcome, only the deep and perfect rest that calls now, calls gently, calls with the voice of home, of belonging, of sleep eternal and blessed and safe. And the great halls embrace them, embrace all who enter, and the golden light grows softer, softer, perfect for closing eyes, perfect for drifting, perfect for the sleep that comes now, easy and natural, the sleep that is earned and deserved and offered freely, the sleep that begins now, in these halls of peace, under the watchful care of the Valkyries, surrounded by stars and song, and the eternal golden glow that promises rest, rest, rest without end. And so you arrive, carried on wings of silver and starlight, arriving now in the great hall where peace dwells eternal. The golden doors open without sound, swinging wide on hinges made of dawn and promise, revealing the warm glow within, the soft amber light that speaks of safety, of shelter, of the end of all journeys. The Valkyries guide you gently forward, their hands light upon your shoulders, their voices soft as moth wings, welcoming you home, home to this place you have always been meant to find. The air here is warm, not hot, but perfectly soothingly warm. The temperature of comfort itself, carrying with it the scent of honey and beeswax, of ancient timber and dried meadow flowers, of bread baking somewhere distant, and the faint sweetness of mead that has aged for 1,000 peaceful years. You step inside, and the weariness you have carried, perhaps without even knowing, begins to lift like morning mist under gentle sun. The great hall stretches before you, vast yet intimate, with high-beamed ceilings that seem to hold up the very sky, and along the walls, soft alcoves wait, each one furnished with comfort beyond imagining. There are beds here, beds made not of wood or iron, but of woven cloud and captured starlight, beds that yield and support in perfect measure, calling to you with silent invitation. The Valkyries move through the hall like candlelight, tending to each soul with infinite care, their armor now shed, wearing instead gowns of softest blue and silver that whisper with each graceful step. They smile, these celestial maidens, and their smiles promise rest, promise peace, promise that here, at last, all striving may cease. You feel yourself guided toward one of these resting places, your feet moving without effort across floors that seem made of polished moonlight, cool and smooth and infinitely gentle. And as you walk, you notice others here, souls at rest, faces peaceful in repose, breathing slow and deep, lost in dreams that know no trouble, no pain, no fear. The Valkyries sing softly, a melody without words, a lullaby as old as the stars themselves, and the sound weaves through the hall like golden thread, binding everything together in harmony, in perfect, endless calm. You are so close now to your own rest, so close to the sleep that waits for you, patient and kind, the sleep that asks nothing of you but surrender, gentle and complete surrender to peace. A Valkyrie approaches you now, her face kind beyond measure, her eyes holding the warmth of 1,000 gentle sunsets, and in her hands she carries a cup, a simple vessel made of horn and silver, filled with something that glows faintly golden in the soft light of the hall. She offers it to you with both hands, a gesture of gift-giving, of honoring, and you take it, feeling its weight, its warmth, the smoothness of the horn beneath your fingers. "Drink," she says. Or perhaps she does not say it aloud, but you hear it nonetheless, in your heart, in the quietest part of your mind. Drink and be at peace. You raise the cup to your lips, and the liquid within tastes of honey and summer rain, of warmth and sweetness, and something indefinable, something that tastes like letting go, like permission, like finally being allowed to rest. It flows through you like gentle light, spreading warmth from your center outward, reaching your fingertips, your toes, the crown of your head, washing away the last remnants of tension, the last small holdings of worry or care. Your shoulders drop, your jaw loosens, your breathing deepens and slows, each breath coming easier than the last, each exhale releasing more and more and more. The Valkyrie takes the empty cup from your hands and smiles, and her smile tells you that you have done well, that everything is exactly as it should be, that you are exactly where you belong. She guides you now to the bed that waits for you, the resting place made for you alone, prepared for you since time began, waiting patiently through all your days and nights for this moment, this arrival, this surrender. You sit upon its edge, and it receives you like water receives a stone, gently, completely, holding you suspended in perfect comfort. The surface is cool at first touch, then warms to match your body exactly. Neither too soft nor too firm, but precisely, miraculously right. You lie back, and your head sinks into a pillow that might be made of captured sighs and thistledown, supporting your neck and skull with tender care. Your body relaxes, muscle by muscle, fiber by fiber, releasing, releasing, releasing into the comfort that surrounds you. Above you, the ceiling seems to open to reveal the night sky, but this is a sky unlike any you have known, where stars move in slow, graceful patterns, where constellations breathe in rhythm with your own breathing, where galaxies wheel and turn with the slowness of eternity, patient and beautiful and infinitely calm. The Valkyries continue their soft singing, the melody drifting through the hall like incense smoke, like silk ribbons on a gentle breeze, wrapping around you, cocooning you in sound that soothes and comforts and lulls. You feel yourself sinking deeper into the bed, deeper into comfort, deeper into peace, and it is the most natural thing, the easiest thing, to simply let go, to simply allow, to simply rest. The lullaby continues, rising and falling like slow waves upon a distant shore, like breath itself, like the rhythm of sleep. And now you begin to hear the words, though they come in a language you do not know yet somehow understand. Words that speak of safety and eternity, of stars that never fade and peace that never ends, of rest earned and rest given, and rest that goes on forever and ever and ever. The Valkyries move between the resting places, adjusting a coverlet here, smoothing a brow there, their touch light as prayer, their presence a blessing that asks nothing in return. You feel a cover being drawn over you now, so light it is barely there, yet perfect in its warmth, its weight, woven from moonbeams and morning mist and the first snow of winter that falls silent and clean. It settles over you like a sigh, like contentment itself, and beneath it you feel held, cradled, protected from all harm, from all disturbance, from anything that might disturb this perfect peace. Your eyes grow heavy, so heavy, the lids weighted with the sweetest tiredness, the kind that feels like gift rather than burden, and each blink grows longer, longer, until you are not sure if your eyes are open or closed. And it does not matter at all, because the darkness behind your lids is soft and welcoming, full of gentle shapes and colors that drift and swirl like oil on water, beautiful and meaningless, and perfectly, perfectly soothing. You hear the rustle of wings, soft as silk, as a Valkyrie passes nearby, and you sense her pause, sense her looking down at you with infinite tenderness, her hand hovering above your forehead, not touching but blessing, offering protection and peace. "Sleep now," she whispers, or you imagine she whispers, or perhaps you whisper it to yourself. Sleep now in the Hall of Heroes, though what makes one a hero is simply being here, simply arriving, simply accepting this gift of rest. Sleep now in the Golden Halls, where time moves differently, slowly, gently, or perhaps does not move at all, but simply exists in one eternal moment of peace. Sleep now under the watch of the Valkyries, who never tire, never cease their tender guardianship, who will keep you safe through all the hours of your rest, however long that rest may be. Sleep now as others sleep around you, breathing in slow harmony, all of you resting together, yet each in your own perfect solitude, each journey complete, each burden laid down, each weariness finally released. The singing continues, will always continue, a thread of sound that connects all sleeping souls, that weaves through dreams and binds them gently together. And you feel yourself drifting now, drifting like a leaf on a slow stream, drifting like a feather on a windless day, drifting down, 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 into sleep, into peace, into the deep and healing rest that you have earned, that you deserve, that is yours now and always. Down and down you go, drifting deeper into the realms of sleep, and the sleep here is different from any you have known, richer, fuller, more complete, a sleep that restores not just body but soul, not just mind but spirit, a sleep that reaches into every part of you and whispers rest, rest, rest. The boundaries of your body seem to soften, to blur, until you are not sure where you end and the comfort begins. Until you are comfort, you are peace, you are rest itself. The sounds of the hall grow softer, more distant, though the lullaby remains, always remains, a gentle hum beneath everything, the foundation of this peace, the ground note of this eternal calm. You dream, but these are not the fragmented dreams of ordinary sleep. These are dreams of light and color, of floating through vast, gentle spaces, of being held by something vast and kind, of moving through gardens where flowers bloom in silence, and trees bear fruit that glows like small moons, of walking beside still waters that reflect not what is, but what might be, what could be, what always has been, in some deep and quiet way. And through these dreams, the Valkyries walk with you, or you sense them nearby, their presence a constant comfort, a reminder that you are not alone, that you are watched over, cared for, loved in the way that the stars love the darkness, giving it light without demand, without condition, without end. Time passes, or does not pass, measured not in minutes or hours, but in breaths, in heartbeats, in the slow turning of peace into deeper peace, of rest into deeper rest. You might sleep for an hour or a century, and it matters not at all, for here there is no urgency, no schedule to keep, no place you must be except exactly here, exactly now, exactly as you are. The bed holds you still, perfectly, the covers warm you still, gently, and the singing continues still, endlessly, a lullaby that has no beginning and no end, that simply is, has always been, will always be. You sink deeper still, past dreaming into something more fundamental, more pure, into the deep quiet at the center of all things, the stillness from which all motion springs and to which all motion returns, the silence that is not empty but full, full of peace, full of rest, full of the infinite gentle patience of eternity. And here, in this deepest place, you are completely, perfectly safe, completely, perfectly at peace, completely, perfectly at rest. Nothing can harm you here, nothing can disturb you here, nothing can reach you here, except comfort and peace, and the endless, endless love of those who watch over your sleeping. The Valkyries continue their rounds, their steps soft as thought, checking on each sleeping soul, adjusting, comforting, blessing. Their sacred task now, not choosing the slain, but guarding the sleeping, protecting the peaceful, honoring the resting. And you rest, you rest, you rest in their care, in the golden hall, beneath the turning stars, surrounded by the gentle breath of other sleepers, held in the arms of peace itself. Rest now, rest and sleep, sleep and rest. The words become the same, mean the same, are the same in this place, where all boundaries soften and blur and dissolve into peace. Rest in the knowing that you are exactly where you should be, that you have arrived, that the journey is complete, that nothing more is asked of you, nothing more is needed from you, nothing more required except this sweet surrender, this gentle letting go, this sinking down into the deep and healing sleep that waits patient as stone, patient as water, patient as the stars themselves. The hall breathes around you, a living space that pulses with gentle warmth, with amber light, with the soft golden glow that is not just light but love, not just warmth but welcome, not just shelter but home, eternal home. The singing continues, will always continue, threads of melody weaving through the air like golden threads through dark cloth, making patterns that please the sleeping mind, that soothe the resting soul, that comfort and bless and hold. Each note is perfect, each phrase a gift, each repetition not a copy, but a renewed offering of peace, of calm, of rest without end. You breathe, slow and deep, your chest rising and falling in the ancient rhythm of sleep, the rhythm that all living things know, the rhythm that connects you to everything that has ever slept, that sleeps now, that will sleep tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow. Your heart beats steady and slow, a drum keeping time with eternity, marking the moments of rest, the moments of peace, the moments that stretch and blend into one long perfect moment of now, of this, of sleep. Around you, the other sleepers breathe in harmony, a choir of sleepers, a congregation of the peaceful, all of you together, yet each alone in your own perfect rest, held in the same gentle hands, covered by the same tender care, blessed by the same eternal watching. The Valkyries remain, will always remain, their vigil unending, their care unfailing, their love as constant as starlight, as reliable as dawn, as endless as the sky itself. They move through the hall like prayers made visible, like blessings given form, touching nothing yet blessing everything, speaking not yet communicating peace, peace, peace to every sleeping soul. And you sleep on, deeper and deeper, past thought, past dream, past even the awareness of sleeping, into the pure state of rest itself, the rest that is not simply absence of waking, but presence of peace. the rest that heals and restores and renews, the rest that is gift and grace, and the reward for simply being, simply arriving, simply accepting what is freely offered. Sleep now in the golden halls, sleep under the watching stars, sleep beneath the wings of the Valkyries, sleep in the arms of peace, sleep in the warmth of safety, sleep in the comfort of eternity, sleep and rest, and let all else fall away, fall away, fall away like leaves in autumn, like snow melting in spring, like mist before the sun, leaving only this: rest, peace, sleep, deep and full and complete, sleep without end, sleep that goes on, eternal and perfect and yours, all yours, given freely, held gently, blessed always, now and forever. Sleep, sleep, sleep. Thank you for listening tonight. If this story helped you drift off, consider leaving a like and subscribing for more calming stories. Sweet dreams, and I'll see you next time.